Hey, it's Wes, and we are back, and we are going to look at our Witherbloom deck. The cool things about the Witherbloom deck is that it actually has got a lot of stuff in it that is kind of meta friendly. And that's always a good thing. Whenever you've got a new release, and that release is something that you commonly do see out there within that deck, within that pack, or whatever you want to consider it, that's always a good thing. A couple things to jump in on real quick. This is, of course, 100%, and all of these decks are 100% a jank deck. By no means would you consider these top tier decks. But just because it's jank doesn't mean it doesn't have some synergies, doesn't have some good things about it, and oftentimes may share some of the themes that you see within the major overall meta. And that's something that I need to mention real quick. I don't know if I ever really made it all that. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if I've ever actually made it really all that uh, understood whenever I was making this particular group of videos. And I'll probably make an introduction video kind of explaining the actual real goal of these videos first. But anyways, let's jump in here. I've got a lot of uncommons, a couple commons, quite a few rares, and even a couple mythics in this deck. We do take advantage of the learn. We've got environmental sciences because we do have some spells that are very, very land heavy to get them out. We got containment breach in case we wind up with an artifact or enchantment giving us problems. We've got pest summoning, confront the past, and introduction annihilation. All of those are good for their own reasons. The overall deck, though, of course, we've got the Eye Twitch, which is just great. We've got Deadly Brew, which is a wonderful removal card. We've got Dina. We've got Witherbloom Command and Umbral Juke. Umbral Juke is a great card, and it's one of those things I wish I had a full playset of four, but I don't. We've got Field Trip, like I said. We want to get a lot of land into play, and of course, this also helps with the learn, allowing us to pull in something. One real quick thing to note out of our sideboard, we oftentimes are pulling pest summoning. At one time, I was running 3 or 4 of these, and I decided that that's a little too many. But anyways, we also have got Blood Researcher. I wish I had a few more of her. She is just a common, so I could pretty easily craft her, but I don't really. This isn't a deck I see me playing that much into the future, so kind of is what it is. Baleful Mastery is just fantastic removal. Wish I had more of these in here. Do I actually have more? No, I don't. So it is what it is there. Mage Hunter is a good card. I think this is all that I have of Mage Hunter as well. Gnarled Professor, I've only got one of him. Cooling Ritual. This card right here is one of those cards that if I was to play against this deck with my white aggro deck, this card, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, destroys my deck. This card right here absolutely destroys aggro. Basically, if you take a look at my aggro deck specifically, majority of it's 1 and 2 drop. This flat out says destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. And then, of course, it adds mana back in. If you destroy at least 4 creatures or non-land permanents, you're actually casting this for free. That is absolutely amazing. Wish I had more of these, but I don't. We got this guy. I'm going to butcher the name. Damogoth Titan. To be able to attack, you've got to be able to sacrifice a creature, which is why we've done the learn. And we have got a lot of these pest summonings over here. To be honest, he does not seem... For a big dude, he doesn't seem to last in play for very long. People tend to try to focus him down. And then we got Belladros Witherbloom himself. He, of course, generates the token, and the ideal thing is to have both of these in play together, and then that way he can kind of provide for him to be able to do what he needs to do. And, of course, we got Exponential Growth. I did play a game earlier where I was able to cast that on Belladros. I had something like 30-some... attack damage, and just, it wasn't a one hit to win the game, but the guy was down to around like 10-15 hit points, and so we were able to really finish it off just with that one final hit because of exponential growth. So that is what we were working with. I don't have a whole lot of special lands, but we do have a couple of these Necrobloom Snarls. And when I first was working this deck, I had more removal, but then I started running into the fact I really don't have that many actual creatures and things like that. And what I did have, a lot of times I was running into the same problem that that's being removed as soon as it's coming into play. Kind of what I'm doing to other people, basically. So, anyways, let's jump into some games. All right. Here is hoping for some luck. I've got a couple games already recorded, but I'm not gonna lie. I've got one win, one loss recorded, and I'm just not happy with them. So I'm hoping that this turns out to be a win, and if that does become the case, then the other win I just won't include in the video. I have played this game off and on all day, and the problem I keep running into is that the match in and of itself turns out to be fine. Everything turns out to be perfectly fine. It's just that while I am playing, what tends to happen is, if you know me, I got a full house load, and we've got pets, we've got everything. Dog comes running in, screaming, barking, crazy. Dog hates me. And all kinds of other stuff happens. So it's just one of those things where I've just not been able to really make what I would consider content that I want to upload today, even though I've spent quite a bit of time on it. Something else you'll notice is the stream itself, I've been modifying the layout on the screen, and I did get it modified a little bit differently. I came to realize that the right-hand side of the screen over here, my head was blocking a lot of the stuff you probably needed to see. So I said, I probably need to go ahead and not do that. Misread that. Let's go on let's drop her into play. We'll go on a fields trip next. I like her. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if she's a great card. I don't really think or feel that she is. Yeah, she just got shocked anyways. Go ahead and go on the field trip. And we will go with... We're going to go with that because there is a good chance he's going to have something pop up that I am not going to want to have him play. Next turn, we'll get Mage Hunter into play. Ooh. Yeah, we'll go with Mage Hunter. Drop in our swamp, and then the next turn, I may be able to drop in Gnarled Professor. Yeah. There is so much removal right now that if you're planning on winning through beating anyone through creatures, just realize that you are very likely fighting a losing battle. Alright, we are going to learn. And we'll cast that. All right, we've got 7, so let's go ahead and it's a sorcery, so I want to go ahead and cast it now. Seven, 8. Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. And we're going to go all attack. Good game. Unless he can destroy that creature. Wow. Wow. I hate to say so easy, but That really kind of was, considering how much I've struggled today. The things I've struggled with all day have been everything from, you know, either the equipment not recording right, the game not recording right, or the game hanging up. I've had a lot of problems with the game lately. I'm not sure what the deal is. There was an update that came out on my computer about a week ago, and ever since it's kind of been a little flaky. But also, I've had a lot of problems with the shuffler hating me, and this here was just the perfect game. Absolutely amazing, and that kind of highlights what this deck can do. I appreciate you tuned in. All right, let's go. We're going against, it looks like Dork Shadow. Oh, some of these names kill me. All right, and I actually got a decent little bit of land here. I have been just having a rough time with the shuffler the last day or two, so I am glad to actually been able to cast a few spells. Let's see here. Drop that, and then we'll get Dina into play. And I didn't know it for a long time, but if you double click on this long enough, eventually you get this little thing pop out. I think it's kind of cool. It kind of freaked me out the first time I saw it happen. I do know if you double click on this long enough, eventually it'll fall down. Same with this one. All right. We're going to drop that in. We'll reveal a swamp. And then we will go ahead and do a field trip. And learn. Let's see. We'll do environmental sciences, and we will go ahead and attack. They're running a blue deck, blue-white it looks like. All right. I think this is the more appropriate move. Let him know if that stuff isn't going to stick around. Wow. Okay. That is spooky. So let's take a look. Does Witherbloom command allow us to take that out? I believe so. Very nice. And I think I just dumped a whole bunch of land. Yeah, I sure did. And we'll go ahead and cast Environmental Sciences. And we will pick up another forest. There we go. And I'll attack. End turn. Not really understanding his deck yet. I've never really seen too many people play this particular card. I've seen it before, but very, very few and far between. So I'm not really sure if this is just maybe an older deck or what the deal is. There we go. Drop him into play. I'm sure that is spooky. He'll probably just block with his wall, I'm sure. Archeon of Sun's Grace. Deadly Brew. Let me double check before I pop that off. I don't really have anything over here yet. Don't really have anything to sacrifice yet. I was really hoping he would go ahead and block with the other one. That way I could sack the Titan and just kill it outright. Yeah, I would lose Dina, but I think it would be alright. I've definitely drawn a boatload of land this time. No doubt about that. Only one he can target is that one, of course. I'll just activate her ability instead. Actually, you know what? Forget that. Is this... No, it's a sorcery. My kitty cat. He goes, nice. I say, oops. Yeah, I miss. It just doesn't make any sense. Alright, but now I can cast our Deadly Brew. Force him to sack a creature. He's got a couple to be able to sack, so... Ooh, cool. I got a couple of these now. Sacrifice a creature. Yep. There we go. Alright, now I drop him back into play. Hopefully I get something to allow me to learn here soon so I can get some little pest going on. I like this map. Man. Yeah, if there is a downside to this deck, it is that you have got a lot of difficulty on keeping creatures in play. Because you don't really have that many creatures to start with. That's probably the great difficulty of this deck. It's a nice card. I have to tell him nice. Oh. Okay. It's flying only, so there's not a lot I can do there. I know I've got solutions in my deck but that ain't it. Yeah, there's a handful of cards I could draw that would really shift this match around pretty quick. I just don't have them in my hand. It's the way it goes sometimes. There is definitely a bit of luck to this game. I'm just going to eat 7 damage. All right. We're going to attack with him. And we are definitely going to sacrifice Valentine next. Well, I have to hit him with an ice. Yeah, he's pretty well got me. There's not much more I can do. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump and get on to the next match. Yeah, so just doing a real quick recap of this specific deck. You got to remember, all of these decks that I'm making right now are jank. The Lorehold one was hard to play through. Even the Prismari, even though I enjoyed the deck, it was hard to play. They're not going to get you a lot of wins, but they're going to try to at least be walking into each game with a chance to win. That's the idea, as best a chance as you can have. And the thing is, you can 100% build a pure Witherbloom deck with just Strixhaven and legitimately have a shot at winning the match. And that's kind of the good thing about it, is knowing that you walk in with an honest shot. Now, of course, as the meta changes and shifts, it seems like it does every other day, every other week, this deck may not be as good, and all of a sudden maybe the old Lorehold one all of a sudden becomes a little better for whatever reason. Right now, because it's so much creature removal, that it is hard to win with just creature direct damage. So just kind of is what it is, and I appreciate you all tuning in, and I hope you all have a great evening.